Hello everyone, nice to have you all back for another episode of our 107 channel. Today you will encounter my darker side, call me the cursing crowd. Today's topic, W114, W115. This 280 with a M110 engine had a breakdown on a rainy Sunday night in the middle of nowhere. A blade of the fan broke off and destroyed the radiator. This is not planned obsolescence after 50 years. This happens sometimes with these fans made of aluminium. Happened already once with a W123 and a 126. Once a blade breaks loose, it sometimes destroys the belts, some pulleys, if you are very unlucky. Well, in this case, only damage the radiator. In this very case, I'll show you the mess right after introduction. What a mess. Coolant has been splashed all over the engine bay. Well, could be worse. Down there, all covered in coolant. See, it broke off right there. Wear and tear. Half of the wing gone. 2 sharp edges and centrifugal forces is enough to perforate a radiator. Cannot detect the spot where it hit the radiator, but when pulled out, we can look for that holes. First we need to remove the top protective half-moon cover of the fan. Once the radiator is gone, I have more room to move around and loosen that visco coupling later on. But well, I'll give it a try anyway to unbolt that fan clutch. I just love it. Soaked in coolant. I'll unbolt the hose clip here. I always unbolt the hose clip and not the draining plug over there. Sometimes they break. Well, in this case it does not matter anyway. Radiator is gone and destroyed for sure. When draining the coolant for a refill, I always unbolt the hose clamps to avoid breaking that draining plug. In some cases they start dripping all of a sudden out of the blue afterwards. Hardly used fan, hardly used, well, 50 years old, from a scrap. Complete assembly with visco clutch and mounting. Visual inspection of the wings for cracks or damage. Would not like to repeat that scenario, believe me. Brand new radiator this is, but without an oil cooler. Well, need to separate that from the old radiator. In the last sequence, I disconnected the port of the bottom hose of the radiator and the hoses from the oil cooler. I now disconnect that hose which is leading to the water pump. That background noise is a ventilator whirling. Still got 28 degrees in here, August night. Besides, it keeps me from cursing. Sweating and cursing for the love of this M110 animal. Need to unbolt the protective cover of the fan. I'll decide later on where to start. Pull out the radiator first or unbolt visco clutch first. Don't expect much coolant spilling out, highly unlikely. Well, hose is gone. Now let me take care of that before mentioned fan cover. Here you see that spanner was too large, had to grind something off to make it thin enough to fit in that tight spot. It fits snugly now. We'll now unbolt and remove only 3 bolts. Open spanner size 10 will do, the one I mentioned before. Plenty of room in here. 1 bolt being loosened will remain. We'll tell you later on why. They come loose quite easily without any force applied. Radiator is gone with the oil radiator. Could not detach them from each other while being mounted in the engine bay. They are being attached together here at the bottom and here at the top. Bolts with nuts go straight through. This is what they look like. With some wiggle, you got them loose. Could not detach them while being mounted in the engine bay. It is probably being fitted like this at the factory. Never mind, got more room to move around in the engine bay. Nota bene, remove 3 bolts only. Loosen number 4, but it has to remain in the thread. This will help immensely when refitting the new fan. Wiggle, now remove the fan from the remaining bolt. Here you go, here you are. Planned obsolescence? No, this is purely wear and tear. Now, the remaining bolt stays there for sure. It will be used when you fit in the new fan. We'll go and get it now. Part number 108 205 1506. Complete assembly, fan with clutch and mounting. The mounting looks like a cross. One of the oblong loops will fit right into the remaining bolt. Now the difficult part of the story. Try to bolt in one of the 3 remaining bolts by hand, turning 3 or 4 threads. Job for a Swiss watchmaker actually. Will tighten the remaining bolts some more so the fan stays in place. Maybe you guys know a trick. Tell me all about it, because been cursing for an hour straight. Thank you God of the mechanics. Fan being mounted, 4 bolts being tightened. Had to turn over the crankshaft to reach the other bolts, but well, it is done. Socket size 27 to pulley of crankshaft. Turn here to the right to turn clutch of fan. So you reach the other bolts. Mission accomplished. Here is the damaged fan. Want to brag about my ingenuity, but well, I got it done anyway. See my hand? You only got this tight space to put your tool. Slide the bolt in place and then turn it till it catches some 3 threads. It takes a steady hand. Lucky me, no holes, but these oblong loops where the bolts fit. 1 bolt has to remain in order to mount the clutch, and a lot easier actually. Actually, this is crucial to keep you from cursing. Once you got all 4 bolts in position, you start to tighten them. Mounting is being centered by a pin in the middle, but still has a millimeter or 2 play. I cannot remember a job so awkward to accomplish. Got this open spanner size 10, which I had to grind to thin the top in order to fit in that tight space to unbolt these 3 bolts. No luck using a ratchet. Maybe you got another way to approach this task. Please leave a comment in the section below if you know another way or easier way to dismount this stuff. Many thanks to all of you for watching. Hope to see you around next time for another episode of our Old Benz Repair Shop Channel 107. Bye bye everyone.